Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be looking at how we're going to be completing an activity where you need to think about how you're going to build a wheelchair for basketball players that meets their needs, not only for how they play, but more specifically how they move. Thinking about that relationship between how mass, force, and velocity affect one another. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at understanding what we're focusing on as we reread our article and how we're going to be using your annotations to create a wheelchair for basketball players. So as we get into breaking down not only the next task, but what the Amplify page looks like, think to yourself, do I understand what we're focusing on as we reread our article? And how will I be using your annotations to create a wheelchair for the basketball team? So make sure you come back, put your X in red, green, or yellow, and reach out if you have any questions. That being said, let's take a look at how we're going to be completing this. In task 6, you're going to be diving into this amplified page, thinking about how does force, mass, and velocity help you create a wheelchair for a basketball player. And when you dive in here, you're going to notice you start with the article. And your job is to go here into the article and reread the last 3 paragraphs. So starting where you see the wheelchair racer here, right underneath here, right before this picture here of the rugby players, you're going to be rereading this 3rd paragraph, 4th paragraph, and 5th paragraph. Thinking about what is it about force, mass, and velocity that will help you design a wheelchair for basketball players. Okay. So anything in here that you feel that you can use to help you create the best wheelchair for how basketball players play the game is what you're going to be looking to highlight. Okay. And if you need to, I would even put that question somewhere nearby. Okay. How does force, mass, and velocity help make the best chair for basketball players? You want to put that note in there so you have it ready to go as you're reading and as you're highlighting. Great, go for it. When you're done highlighting, you're going to come down here underneath the article and you're going to answer these 2 questions about your understanding of how wheelchairs work in relation to their mass, velocity, and force. Thinking about how those 3 things play into what you're going to be designing. And then last but not least down here is that big question. How would you design a wheelchair for our basketball players? Would you make it more or less massive? Explain how the text supports your answer. And this is where you're going to be looking at what you highlighted and using that to explain your answer. So you might start off with the best chair would have, and this is where you talk about the mass and what it would look like. This is supported by the text because, and this is where you'd bring in what you read in the text. So notice you're telling us what the chair would have, what it would look like in terms of its mass, and then what in the text helps you support that answer. So once you're done annotating and looking for information that helps you focus on that important question about how to design a wheelchair with force, mass, and velocity in mind, once you've completed these 2 multiple choice questions and broken down your answer here in task 3, go ahead and hit the hand in button. So that's how you complete task 6. Thinking about what we're focusing on and how you're going to use your annotations. Go ahead and put your X where you feel you fall and reach out if you need help. Good luck.